What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you will not regret it. If you're a returning subscriber, as always, guys, welcome back, and I do appreciate the support. Guys, I did the story about Kaylin Gillis, and I also did the story about Ralph Yarl. And you remember Ralph Yarl last week? I think it was last Thursday. He's 16 years old. He was shot by going to the wrong house by an older man who's locked up now. And then there was Kaylin Gillis the day after, who drove into with a bunch of friends. She was in the passenger seat, drove into the wrong driveway, and was shot and killed by the homeowner. And in that video, I said, you know, it seems like this stuff is made up, because it's like one story will happen, and then a myriad of series of stories will happen behind it that are all similar. And the story I'm about to do today, guys, is no different. And like I told you, it seems like it's almost fake. And this story right here is almost beyond belief, because it follows the same pattern as these other two. I don't know if people are sitting at home and they're watching these news stories, and then something triggers them to do it themselves, or what. But it got to be some type of, I don't even understand this. But listen, this is the story about some kids playing basketball in North Carolina in Gaston County. The ball goes into the neighbor's yard. It's a normal thing. Kids are playing, the ball's going to go all over. Either you deal with it or you don't. And evidently, this piece of filth right here, Robert Singletary, decided not to deal with it, but he took it to the extreme. And the thing that's messed up is, believe it or not, this dude is 24 years old. What he did was, he decided, because the ball was going in his yard, he gonna go out there and threaten the kids with a gun. And with him doing this, ladies and gentlemen, he wound up firing the gun, shooting a neighbor in the elbow, a woman, shooting the father of the kids in the back multiple times as he stood over him, and also striking the father's 6-year-old daughter in the face. Guys, I'm gonna play this clip and I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna try to just look at the clip.
In Gaston County are looking for a man who they say shot this 6-year-old girl and 2 other people. That shooting happened nearly 24 hours ago in a neighborhood just south of Gastonia. Queen City News reporter Will Lewis is joining us live from the Gaston County Police Department. And Will, you heard some pretty emotional words from the girl and her mother today.
I sure did, Morgan. You know, 6-year-old Kinsley White was shot and the bullet lodged in her cheek. Now, her mother says she's thankful that her daughter is at home, but the child's father is still in the hospital, listed in stable condition, and the family is waiting to see him.
Children playing basketball and on a swing set. A peaceful night quickly turned violent after neighbors say a basketball rolled into the yard where Robert Singletary was staying.
He just came back out with a gun. He started to shoot him.
And all of a sudden he just took off running across the yard and just bam, 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 shooting, trying to shoot the guy.
I heard the pow, 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 and I thought it was fireworks. Well, then I heard the pow, 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 and everybody started hollering, get in the house, get in the house, get in the house.
Gaston County Police are looking for 24-year-old Robert Singletary. Ashley Hildebrand had a bullet graze her elbow. Her 6-year-old daughter, Kinsley, was shot in the face and the bullet lodged in her cheek. William White, Ashley's husband, was shot in the family's front yard.
They got about right here and he shot him in the back. And when he went to the ground, the guy continued to shoot.
Kinsley was released from the hospital early this morning, but has spoken with her father.
I just hope my daddy was okay. Is he okay? I love him and said he loved me too. He's okay.
Meanwhile, police are still looking for Singletary and the neighborhood is on alert.
What we would tell them is just to be vigilant, keep their eyes open. If they see this individual or someone meeting that description, to call 911 immediately and let our officers come out and deal with that subject.
Ashley Hildebrand says she hasn't been able to sleep yet, and she may not until she sees her husband.
I've not even got to see him. I finally got to speak to him on the phone this morning, but I've not got to see him or anything.
Now, investigators say another man was shot at but not hit. Police are still looking for Singletary, and he is facing a number of charges, included 4 counts of attempted murder. We're live in Gaston County. Will Lewis, Queen City News.
Guys, the suspect is 24-year-old Robert Singletary. And before I get into this story, I want to say this real quick. Mr. Singletary, if you're still out there, I hope they catch you and do the same thing you did to that man in front of his children. That was some cowardly shit you pulled, bro. And it's no justification for that at all. I hope they catch you and give you the full extent of, prosecute you to the full extent. I don't feel sorry for you, and I don't think nobody else does neither. What you did was cowardly. Guys, listen. This man came out the house and threatened children with a gun and then shot a little girl in the face. I don't know if he was carrying her and he grabbed her and ran and turned for her to get shot in the face. But they said also, the neighbor said she got shot in the elbow or grazed. They said the bullet's still in the little girl's cheek, man. She's 6 years old. Now, that hit hard for me because I have a 7-year-old. She just turned 7. And did you hear the speech of the little girl with her face swollen up? Man, as a father, man, that's horrific. And I know the dad probably going through it because he battling, fighting for his life in the hospital. And he did the right thing, and that was instinctive. That wasn't even thought. So, I mean, I got to give a salute to the father for standing with some real stand-up man shit. And that's real. Defending his family. Come on, man. Wife in peril. Talking about she can't sleep because the whole balance of her life is just knocked off. I think this was a little bit personal. And I'm going to tell you why. Said he was a neighbor and he was in the neighborhood. Most likely neighbors know there's always a neighbor that other neighbors don't get along with or just don't mess with because you see what type of person they are. I think Mr. Singletary was that neighbor that nobody fucked with. You know what I'm saying? Probably act like the block was his. I don't even want to jump into that. But anyway, guys, listen. Look at the pattern. White man, shoot a black kid. White man, shoot a white girl. Black dude, shoot 3 a white man, a white woman, and a white child. The pattern, it seems weird that this is happening like that, all in a 1 week span. Remember, a week ago, Ralph Yarl was shot. It's like people are copying this stuff. And it's like, it's so easy to just pull a gun out and pull the trigger. And you know what's funny about, this is how I look at it as far as guns. The biggest fear of a gun is getting over the sound of the gun blast. Some people are numb to it. I'm numb to it. For me being in the military and being around guns. But that's the hardest part to some of these people. Getting past that point. It's like you can point a gun and know when you pull the trigger, everything changes and they just do it like it's nothing. You shot a little girl in the face. You was going to shoot kids and you shot a father. You disrupted a family twofold and the neighbor's family as well. And then you run off like, it's so cowardly. You do this stuff and then you run off. Everybody thug life. And then when they shoot the gun, they run off. They know where you live, bro. All your information is in the house if you got shit. Where are you going to go? They're going to find you. We got the dumbest criminals out here. It's like they're getting dumber every decade. More violent and more stupid. This is a 24-year-old kid. He's a kid to me. 24 years old. Life ahead of you. You can look at his mugshot and tell he don't give a shit. You can see it. He don't give a damn about nothing. Tough, hardcore. But you run away after you do some hardcore shit. Go figure. Man, I hope they catch this dude, man. And, you know, prayers go out to the father. Little girl make a good recovery. It's like, man, I don't know what he shot. Man, to stand over somebody and shoot him like that in broad daylight in front of people that love him. It ain't that much anger and aggression in the world. Ain't that much. It ain't that bad. Dude, you was sitting in the house. Kids running and playing. That's what kids do. This happens to everybody. The ball go in your yard, so what? You just see how the house look. That say a lot too. But guys, listen. It's like a pattern is ensuing. We'll have a you ever notice we'll have a rash of school shootings. I mean, not school shootings. We have a rash of shootings. Mass shootings, it'll slow up. Then we have a rash of carjackers and people getting killed. It'll slow up. Then we have a rash of home invasions. Then it'll slow up. Now we got a rash of people getting shot by neighbors. It's weird how that's coming down. I mean, I'm not on those conspiracy theorist mess, but it's just weird how it's like people copycat. All in all, man, I hope the father survives, man, and I hope they catch this piece of shit. Guys, leave me a comment, man. This is a sad story, man. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. See you guys in the next video. Take care.